12 recent archaeological discoveries that challenge everything you know about human history. Hello, and welcome to the Ancient History Channel. My friend, if you think that human history was written and settled long ago, then after watching this video, you may have to think again. Because even at this very moment, deep beneath the earth, in vast barren deserts, or within remote and untamed jungles, there are secrets that have slept for thousands of years and are only now being awakened. What is truly remarkable is that each new discovery feels like a complete game changer, leaving scientists astonished and causing long-held beliefs to suddenly begin to crumble. Have you ever wondered whether the ancestors of humankind were truly as primitive as we were taught in textbooks? Or whether there once existed ancient civilizations far more advanced than we can imagine, but for some reason vanished without a trace? Questions that once seemed to belong only in science fiction are now being brought into the light by archaeology itself. And that is exactly why in today's video, we will explore 12 of the most recent archaeological discoveries, real, tangible evidence that is challenging everything we think we know about human history. So sit back, relax for a moment, and join me on a journey back through time, where every story may leave you saying, "So history isn't nearly as simple as I once thought." Now let's begin with the very first discovery. 1,000-year-old mummy with intact hair found atop an ancient pyramid. In the heart of the bustling capital city of Lima, where traffic never seems to stop and modern buildings rise side by side, have you ever imagined that beneath your feet could lie a secret that has slept for over 1,000 years? It may sound hard to believe, but archaeology has once again proven that history is always closer than we think. We simply haven't taken the time to listen. And the story you're about to hear will take you to a discovery that has left many in awe. A mummy more than 1,000 years old, still retaining its brown hair as if time itself had forgotten its existence. The discovery was made during excavations at the Huaca Pucllana archaeological site, located right in the Miraflores district of Lima. There, researchers unexpectedly uncovered ancient human remains deep within an old tomb. Archaeologist Mirella Ganoza stated that this was an extremely rare and remarkable find, as the mummy was discovered inside the Huaca Pucllana pyramid, an enormous adobe structure standing over 69 feet tall and composed of 7 stacked tiers. This monumental structure was built by the ancient Lima culture and once served as a major ceremonial and religious center for coastal communities in central Peru. What astonished scientists most was the mummy's state of preservation. The remains were identified as those of an adult, found in a seated position with the legs drawn up, a burial posture commonly seen in many ancient South American cultures. Even more striking, the mummy's brown hair was almost completely intact, remaining soft despite the passage of time, while the teeth showed almost no significant changes. Just imagine that. After more than a millennium, such preservation seems nothing short of a real-life miracle. According to the research team, the body had been wrapped in a relatively simple layer of fabric. Inside the tomb, archaeologists also found several artifacts, including ceramic vessels and pieces of hand-woven textiles. These objects served as crucial keys, allowing researchers to determine the age of the burial and its historical context. Based on this evidence, they concluded that the mummy likely dates to around 1000 CE. At that time, the area was inhabited by the Ixma people, an indigenous community that once dominated the central coast of Peru before the rise of the Inca Empire. The Ixma are believed to have built at least 16 pyramids, with Huaca Pucllana being one of the most representative examples. Constructed around 500 CE, the site was not only a place of worship, but also a vivid reflection of the spiritual, social, and cultural life of ancient societies. Unfortunately, the mummy's gender has not yet been determined, adding yet another layer of mystery to this discovery. Nevertheless, scientists believe that further study of this newly uncovered mummy will provide valuable data for assessing the health, culture, and social structure of indigenous Peruvian communities in the past. And who knows, perhaps in the not-too-distant future, they will uncover the answer to the bigger question: why did this mummy appear in such a sacred and significant place as Huaca Pucllana? Until then, all we can do is wait and see what history chooses to reveal next. $113-million-year-old dinosaur footprints revealed after a severe drought. Nature can sometimes be incredibly harsh, yet it is often during these harsh moments that history unexpectedly reveals itself. The summer of 2022 became a memorable milestone that perfectly illustrates this truth. Prolonged droughts caused many rivers around the world to dry up almost completely, and while many people saw only hardship and loss, scientists recognized a rare opportunity for the distant past to suddenly emerge into the light. One of the most remarkable stories began in the state of Texas, near the bustling city of Dallas. At Dinosaur Valley State Park, already famous for its fossil remains, the river running through the area nearly dried up in several sections. This dramatic drop in water levels exposed a breathtaking sight, a series of ancient dinosaur footprints stretching across the rocky surface, as if the dinosaurs had walked through the area just yesterday. In reality, these footprints are approximately 113 million years old, dating back to the Cretaceous period, a time when dinosaurs still ruled the Earth. Before becoming so clearly visible, the tracks had been buried beneath water and sediment for an extremely long time. The unusually severe drought caused the water to recede, leaving behind a dry rock surface and allowing the footprints to be preserved in near-perfect condition. Many researchers believe this may be one of the longest continuous dinosaur trackways ever discovered anywhere in the world. According to Stephanie Salinas Garcia, an archaeologist with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, the discovery is impressive not only because of its scale, but also because of its immense scientific value. The footprints belong to multiple dinosaur species, including both carnivores and herbivores. 113-million-year-old dinosaur footprints revealed after a severe drought. Nature can sometimes be incredibly harsh, yet it is often during these harsh moments that history unexpectedly reveals itself. The summer of 2022 became a memorable milestone that perfectly illustrates this truth. Prolonged droughts caused many rivers around the world to dry up almost completely, and while many people saw only hardship and loss, scientists recognized a rare opportunity for the distant past to suddenly emerge into the light. One of the most remarkable stories began in the state of Texas, near the bustling city of Dallas. At Dinosaur Valley State Park, already famous for its fossil remains, the river running through the area nearly dried up in several sections. This dramatic drop in water levels exposed a breathtaking sight, a series of ancient dinosaur footprints stretching across the rocky surface, as if the dinosaurs had walked through the area just yesterday. In reality, these footprints are approximately 113 million years old, dating back to the Cretaceous period, a time when dinosaurs still ruled the Earth. Before becoming so clearly visible, the tracks had been buried beneath water and sediment for an extremely long time. The unusually severe drought caused the water to recede, leaving behind a dry rock surface and allowing the footprints to be preserved in near-perfect condition. Many researchers believe this may be one of the longest continuous dinosaur trackways ever discovered anywhere in the world. According to Stephanie Salinas Garcia, an archaeologist with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, the discovery is impressive not only because of its scale, but also because of its immense scientific value. The footprints belong to multiple dinosaur species, including both carnivores and herbivores. This suggests that, during a certain period, different types of dinosaurs may have moved through this area at the same time, possibly even traveling in large groups or herds. By examining the shape, size, and spacing of the footprints, scientists can infer the dinosaurs' speed, direction of movement, and even aspects of their behavior. Some tracks indicate slow, steady walking, while others show longer strides, hinting at moments of faster movement, perhaps during hunting or when escaping danger. These seemingly small details help vividly reconstruct parts of the daily lives of the massive creatures that once dominated the planet. As a result, Dinosaur Valley State Park has become an extremely important research site. Beyond shedding light on dinosaur migration patterns, the footprints also allow archaeologists and paleontologists to reconstruct elements of an ancient ecosystem, revealing how rivers, vegetation, and animal species once existed and interacted with one another. With the support of modern technologies, such as 3D scanning and image analysis, researchers hope to continue extracting even more information from these footprints. Through this work, they aim to gain a deeper understanding of dinosaur evolution and the complex ecological relationships among ancient species. And who knows, perhaps in the future, from a single footprint preserved in stone, humanity may continue to uncover stories of Earth that have remained untold for more than 100 million years. That's entirely possible, isn't it? The remains of a woman and a massive treasure of gold in an ancient Siberian king's tomb. In the Valley of the Kings, not in Egypt as we usually hear, but in the Valley of the Kings of the ancient Scythians, deep within Siberian territory, archaeologists have just discovered an elaborately constructed tomb of a Scythian king, along with numerous precious artifacts such as gold, silver, and jewelry. What astonished scientists the most was the presence of a young woman buried beside the king. This woman was not only laid to rest next to the king's body, but was also covered with countless gold and silver treasures and jewelry, clear signs that she was no ordinary person. The burial location and the high-quality grave goods all reveal that she once held a very high status, possibly the king's official wife or his most favored consort. However, the strange part is that no one knows why she died. While the king's skeletal analysis showed he died of prostate cancer, a natural death in ancient times, the woman's remains showed no clear signs of cause of death. It was a sudden death with no evidence of violence or illness. Archaeologists suspect she may have been poisoned as part of an ancient funeral ritual to accompany the king into the afterlife. This chilling suspicion grew stronger when the research team discovered as many as 35 other sets of remains within the tomb area, believed to be the king's entourage. Among them were men, women, children, and even 14 horses, a formation resembling a royal palace retinue. All this evidence perfectly matches the records of the ancient Greek historian Herodotus, who described the Scythian burial ritual. When a king died, all loyal servants, including family members, slaves, and horses, were sacrificed to accompany their master. Did the young woman know her fate in advance? Or was she an unwilling victim of the brutal ritual of an ancient culture that once ruled the Asian steppes? That question remains unanswered. But with every layer of earth removed, with every artifact uncovered, we get closer to the truth, though that truth can sometimes send shivers down our spines, my friends. Two skeletons of a couple in an ancient well. Imagine walking through an ancient land, one that once witnessed the earliest footsteps of human civilization. The wind moves gently through the sun-scorched grass of the Jezreel Valley, a sacred region of Israel where every inch of soil holds secrets buried for thousands of years. Then, like a dramatic scene from a movie, a team of archaeologists uncovers an ancient well, seemingly just another remnant of the past. But no one expected that at a depth of about 26 feet, a chilling mystery would be hidden. Two human skeletons lying side by side, silent for 8,000 years. These were not just unidentified remains. Preliminary analysis indicates that one was a young woman in her early 20s and the other a man between 30 and 40 years old. They were not only buried in the same place, they were found inside a narrow stone well just 4.3 feet wide, a space meant neither for the living nor for peaceful rest. So who were they? Why did they die under such strange circumstances? And what happened on that fateful day 8,000 years ago? There are no clear clues, and no signs of violence have been found on the bones. That absence of evidence only deepens the mystery and makes the case even more unsettling. Scientists are still debating and have not reached a final conclusion. One theory suggests they accidentally fell into the well in a tragic mishap. Another proposes that they may have been murdered and thrown into the well to conceal the crime. Each possibility leaves a chilling aftertaste, making it impossible to look away from the story. Yotam Tepper, the excavation director, stated that the team continues to investigate intensively. To unravel the mystery, they plan to conduct ancient forensic examinations, DNA analysis, and detailed studies of every aspect of the site. Notably, the discovery did not end with the two skeletons. The team also uncovered numerous Neolithic artifacts, stone sickle blades, broken arrowheads, and primitive tools, all scattered haphazardly around the well area. It was as if someone had left in haste, or a sudden event had frozen the site in time. Another significant detail is that archaeologists found remains of small farmsteads surrounding the well, evidence that the area was once home to a Neolithic community, a simple, peaceful life that now survives only in fallen stone pillars and fragments of the past. What caused the well, once a vital source of life for the settlement, to be abandoned? Some believe the water may have been contaminated after the mysterious incident. Others speculate that the deaths of two individuals within the well spread fear, driving the residents to leave the area forever. And the story does not end there. The greatest question still hangs beneath layers of ancient earth. Was this a tragic double suicide? Or were they victims of a ritual sacrifice that modern humanity has yet to fully understand? Theories continue to emerge, and pieces of the puzzle are gradually revealed, but the final picture remains far from complete. You see, an archaeological discovery is not simply about uncovering bones or ancient objects. It is a journey into forgotten chapters of human history. It is the moment when the past finds its voice and invites us closer to the truth, even if that truth sends chills down our spine. And you, watching this video, do you believe there are still stories waiting to be told beneath the silent layers of soil and stone? Don't forget to subscribe. In our upcoming videos, we will continue following the archaeological team as they search for the secrets still sleeping in the Jezreel Valley, where two 8,000-year-old souls await their return to the light of truth. The mummified hunting dog, trapped inside a tree for 60 years, still intact. Have you ever imagined that a tree trunk could become a natural coffin? This isn't something out of a movie. It's a real story that once stirred international media attention. The story resurfaced and spread widely again in early 2018, sending chills down many spines. In reality, the discovery dates back to 1980, when workers from the Georgia Craft Corp cut down a large chestnut oak tree. They had no idea that something unbelievable was hidden inside its hollow trunk. From an opening in the log, the brown and white head of a dog protruded. At first glance, some were startled, thinking the animal was still alive. But no, it was a dried, naturally mummified body. The dog was later given the name Stucky, a name that sounds both ironic and heartbreaking, as it literally means the one who got stuck. The story is believed to have begun in the 1960s. At that time, Stucky was likely chasing prey and accidentally crawled into a hollow opening at the base of the chestnut oak tree. At first, the gap may have been wide enough for him to enter, but higher up, the trunk narrowed. The dog kept crawling deeper until he could no longer turn around. Imagine that moment. A strong hunting dog struggling in a confined space. The harder he tried to escape, the more tightly he became wedged. Eventually, he was trapped forever inside the tree, which continued growing day by day. The chestnut oak inadvertently became a sealed tomb, encasing the small body for decades. 20 years later, when the log was cut open, instead of grinding it up like so many other trees, the workers decided to preserve the unusual discovery. Stucky was placed on display at Southern Forest World, where his remains can still be seen today. Through the glass, visitors can clearly observe his body stretched forward, as if he were still trying to crawl out of the tree. What makes this story remarkable is not just the tragic coincidence, but the way nature mummified Stucky. According to experts, chestnut oak wood contains tannin, a naturally astringent compound capable of drawing out moisture and inhibiting bacterial growth. This property quickly dried the dog's body, limiting decomposition. In other words, the tree unintentionally created an environment similar to a natural drying chamber. It didn't stop there. The hollow structure of the tree, combined with upward airflow, created a chimney-like effect. Continuous air circulation helped carry odors away and prevented other animals from detecting the remains. Thanks to the combination of tannin's dehydrating properties and this natural airflow, Stucky's body did not decay but gradually dried out, preserving his posture for 60 years. In truth, Stucky is not the only example in natural history. Many organisms have been preserved under special conditions, buried in sand, entombed in peat bogs, covered in salt, or trapped in hay. In fact, during the 17th and 18th centuries in England, people sometimes sealed cats inside walls to ward off witches, and the airtight mortar preserved their remains over time. Yet Stucky's story holds a unique power. It is not only a biological phenomenon, but also a reminder of both the harshness and the wonder of nature. A small opening, a split-second instinctive decision, and an entire life sealed within a tree trunk. What do you think? Was this simply the tragic accident of an unfortunate animal? Or is it one of the clearest examples of how nature can be both cruel and astonishingly miraculous at the same time?